All right, let's jump right in. We've all been there, right? That gut punch moment when a mistake feels like it's the end of the line. But what if it's actually the start of something amazing? Today, we're going to dig into the big ideas from a review of Kim Perell's book, Mistakes That Made Me a Millionaire, and figure out how we can flip our biggest setbacks into our greatest strengths. Seriously, just pause and think about that. That project that went up in flames, that business partner who wasn't the right fit, that one decision you really wish you could take back. What if, instead of being black marks on your record, those moments are actually your most valuable assets, just waiting for you to cash them in? That's the big question we're tackling today. And this is the book's core promise. It's basically handing you a permission slip to feel forward. See, the point isn't to never make mistakes, because let's be real, that's impossible. The whole idea is to completely change how you think about them. They're not dead ends, they're more like data points or little clues on your path to success. So, how in the world does a mistake actually become a $1 million opportunity? Let's get into the main idea here, and it all really starts with the author herself. You know, the author, Kim Perell, isn't just some professor talking theory. Nope. She's a serial entrepreneur who literally started her first company from her kitchen table and went on to sell businesses for millions. So these lessons aren't from a textbook. They were forged in the fire of her own experience, which honestly gives her whole message a ton of credibility right off the bat. And that brings us to this core concept, the $1 million lesson. It's this fundamental shift in your mindset. It's the belief that inside every major mess-up, there's a hidden insight so powerful it can completely change your future if, and that's a big if, you actually know how to look for it. But hey, this isn't just about positive thinking. The book actually gives you a super practical framework, kind of like a map, to help you spot the 10 most common traps that might be holding you back right now. As you look at this table, I'm willing to bet a few of these feel pretty familiar, right? You've got the internal battles, like that nagging voice telling you you're underqualified, or the fear of failure that just freezes you in place. And then there are the external ones, like keeping toxic people around who just drain all your energy. The cool thing is, for each one, the book offers a clear way out, turning this framework into a really powerful tool to figure out your own patterns. All right, but you know us, we always want to look at things from all angles. To get the most out of this, we have to look at it critically. So let's dive into a balanced review of the book, what works really well, and where there might be a few gaps. So on the one hand, the book's biggest win is how it reframes mistakes as fuel, and it gives you that solid 10-point framework to work with. Plus, the author is just so honest, which really helps you connect with the message. But on the flip side, the review points out that the advice is mostly based on her story, right? It's anecdotal. And that means it might not perfectly apply to someone starting out with fewer resources or facing totally different challenges. It's powerful for sure, but it's not exactly a one-size-fits-all solution. Okay, now for what I think is the most important part. How do we actually use this stuff? It's time to turn these lessons into real leverage. Here's a plan to get you started. So how do you actually start to fail forward? Here's a simple 5-step plan. First, audit your own mistakes using that 10-trap framework. Be honest, which ones hit close to home? Then, step 2 is to reframe them. Don't just see the screw-up. Actively look for the lesson. After that, it's all about action. Run tiny experiments. Delegate one small task. Set one new boundary. The goal is just to start, to make it real, and build some momentum. Okay, as we start to wrap this up, let's boil it all down if you're going to walk away with just one single important message from all of this. What should it be? And look, this isn't just some niche idea. The fact that this book hit #1 on a major list shows you just how much this concept resonates with people. It's meeting a real need out there. So what's the bottom line? It's this. Stop running from your mistakes. Stop trying to hide them. Instead, you've got to learn to embrace adversity and use it as fuel. Your goal is to take the very things that scare you the most, failure, bad calls, missteps, and turn them into the actual stepping stones that launch you forward. So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. Take a hard look at your work, your projects, maybe even your life right now. What is the one mistake you're making, or one that you just made, that might be holding a $1 million lesson, just sitting there, waiting for you to find it?